Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Jim Harris, who's the MD of the Numis Property Services and Fine and Country Midland Network. Jim, why did you join the Agents Together charity as a mentor? Talk to me.
Two things. Firstly, I was invited to apply and made notice of it by Kenny Bruce, who I worked with very closely for just under 4 years, and Michael, during my tenure at Purple Bricks. And knowing those two guys the way that I do, knowing what sits behind the personas or whatever people perceive of them, are two very passionate people who understand that family, that core values are absolutely integral to people's lives. Adding value to people's lives is really important. So when I knew that they were involved, for me it was a very natural thing. The other thing was that I've always, it sounds very selfish, but it's not. I've always found myself in an environment through work where I've often been thanked for changing the ways people have thought or challenging the status quo. I've been referred to by the aforementioned before being a bit of a psycho babbler in terms of understanding people's mentality, and just having the ability to listen through empathy and experience and life, really, and find myself realising that I'd got something to give back to people. And Agents Together for me was just a natural choice to put myself forward and to say, if there's one person who would want to have a conversation with me that I can help, guide, support, share my experiences, just to help them understand how they think, how they feel, understand what's stopping them doing something, what's causing them stress. If I could give that back for free, because that would mean I was doing it without an agenda. And that for me is the greatest place of fulfillment for me, is being able to give it back without a fee, without agenda, without having anything from it, and passing through people through the mentor scheme that I might never speak to again.
What would your message be to potential mentees who are thinking of joining? I mean, there's no cost, there's no catch, there's nothing to sell them. What would you say to any neg or valuer or branch manager looking to make that move? To potentially get mentored by the charity.
Yeah, I think it's revolutionary. I think it's an opportunity of a generation of estate agents to have access to this. We've never had access to this before in our careers, never. We've always had to go and seek out a mentor who generally is a boss or generally somebody who's trying to recruit us, and they've all got agendas. To truly, and it was said to me very early in my life, by a very good friend who's no longer with us, that if you ever want to seek out proper advice, seek it from somebody who has no agenda to give you the advice. And Agents Together for me is no agenda advice. So if you're sat as a negotiator, branch manager, or the owner of an independent company, anybody in the estate agent's environment, and you recognise that there's just something in your life that doesn't quite fit, something that's not quite sitting right with you, whether it's a challenge, whether you're feeling extremely stressed about your job, whether it's not the job you used to have, the fear of finding another job, the challenge or the worry that you want to go self-employed but you can't. These mentors that sit behind Agents Together are phenomenal people. Not only do they have experience, not only do they have the business acumen and have been there and done it and seen it in most cases, they've got no agenda. In fact, Agents Together specifies as a mentor there can be no agenda or anything reciprocal that comes out of your mentoring scheme. It is genuinely a charitable thing. So I would say, what's the cost of a phone call? These days it's nothing. Because we all get inclusive minutes. I'm forgetting how old I am, Chris. But it costs you nothing. The only thing it costs you is the bravery. I tell you another thing that stops people ringing is they don't know what question to ask. And this is always one of the questions that I ask people who I've mentored in the past, is sometimes people don't do things because they don't know what they don't know. So they don't know how to ask questions about what they don't know. And it stops them doing things. Where sometimes just picking up the phone to an experienced person who's given their time and saying, almost, I don't know why I'm ringing, which was how one of my mentor sessions started. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know why I'm really ringing. I just know that if I spoke to somebody, they might be able to unlock it. Now, 3 months later with that person, I'm unbelievably privileged to now hear that guy talk about his purpose in life, the things that make him fulfilled, and starting to set out a 9-month journey of him achieving something that in 52 years he's never been able to do.
And how does that make you feel that you're going to change that person's life?
It's everything. It's everything. It's humanity. It's social giving. You call it what you like, and people might think I'm a bit wordy and flower things up, but it's true. It makes the goosebumps on my arms stand up. It's what life's about. If you can't give back to society, who are we as humanity?
Thank you for your time today, Jim.
You're welcome.